Okay, hi guys and welcome to the channel. This is Albrecht's story that's been recorded within Deimos from his perspective. Albrecht Entrati was an Oregon who lived in a time before using the void was a thing. Though they were immortal beings through the use of Kuva and a continuity process, they looked towards distant star systems because the Oregon were expanding the resources in the solar system and also to avoid dying with the sun. Albrecht spent years researching the void, but couldn't produce anything, which resulted in Oregon society giving up on him and his research. But one day in his lab, where only he, his kavat named Kalamos, and his daughter, who is mother, or Eulalia, or Gomaitru, who you meet on Deimos, were there. Albrecht was about to make history. Driven by his humiliation, his failures made him bitter and reckless. He would prove everyone wrong. He then gave a signal to Eulalia, and she grasped at a lever to open a wall between worlds. All of Albrecht's failed paradoxical formulations culminated in this one moment, which Kalamos would seemingly sense something was wrong, but it was too late. This portal started affecting the environment and Albrecht himself. As he lay dying after his lab was severely damaged by the portal, he heard someone stepping in the shattered glass around him. He expected to see his daughter there, but he saw himself, who we now recognize as the man in the wall. The lookalike started speaking to Albrecht and even called him by his nickname Little Bengal that his mother used to call him centuries ago. He then offered his hand towards Albrecht, but instead of taking it, he decided to run instead. Even though his environment kept changing around him, he eventually sensed that the portal was behind him. His screams would emit no sound. His voice was gone. He tried to look, but he was blind. He took broken shards and wrote, "Close it." Unlike the other Oregon, who were full of hubris and knew no fear or regret despite all they've done, Albrecht was haunted by his experience, his memory of that day. When the portal closed, it closed around his clone's pale-reaching digits. Side note, even though he mentions digits here, we only ever see the man on the wall with one missing finger. As the fingers were studied, it allowed Oregon society to traverse the stars with the reliquary drives, which you can see on your Railjack, the Tempestari, and the Zerman. Albrecht then never spoke about the man in the wall, and he did continue to traverse the void, even with other people, but none of them would ever see the man in the wall. Albrecht then decided to not undergo the continuity process, declaring this the last skin he'd be in, because he was unsure if it was truly him that escaped that day, or was it the man on the wall that escaped. That's all the logs we have on him. Again, you can find this information in Deimos, but you have to rank up Entrati and Necroloid for it. The final log isn't really about story, so I'll be skipping it. Let's talk a bit more about Albrecht. Albrecht is depicted in statues and art where he has blue skin, but no elongated arm, like the rest of the Oregon we see throughout the game. We know he discovers the Requiem words, and they appear around a cosmic clock in Deimos, where the logs are. He is also implied to have created the Heart of Deimos that provides void energy to the Origin system. He also penned a few books such as Beyond the Wall of Lok and the Palimpsest of Spacetime along with his daughter. With the Riri, we also come to find out Albrecht was there at one point in time, and even got permission from Thrax to build a laboratory, but later mysteriously vanished. He also has a grave there. Sithel also alludes to how the man in the wall was created, through conceptual embodiment by Albrecht. As of time of this recording, we don't know the ultimate fate of Albrecht. It's mentioned by Mother that she is trying to find him. And of course we have the trailer for Whispers in the Wall, but that hasn't been released yet. And also 1999. So that's pretty much everything important about Albrecht as of right now. Thanks for watching.